the Savior tells us, I do nothing save that which I have seen the Father do. Meaning he's going through the same plan that the Father went through. And he invites us to do the same thing he has done. And so it's, although Christendom at large looks at these teachings that Joseph revealed here in D&C and somehow tries to insinuate that we believe in a different God or in a different Jesus, or that, we are essentially blaspheming against who God the Father is. We look at it, at least if we understand it correctly, we look at it and say, isn't this the most hopeful message? Isn't it the most inspiring message that through Christ, through what he has done, and through the holy priesthood, the holy order, all things are available to you. All things are within your grasp, within your reach, and you've been designed to be able to reach them. You just gotta do it. You just gotta go out and do it now. Hearken to the good word and obey. And that's such an uplifting, I think, an inspiring message, way more than I hope I live better than I do bad, and that when the scales of good and bad are weighed, I'm found to be on the good side and I enter into heaven. Like, that seems very mystical and very uncomfortable. I don't like that as much. Whereas, no, there are very exact directions. There's specificity here that has been shown and relayed to us, and it's not hard. It's not difficult. And if you can abide in these things, you will be able to achieve that which the Son and the Father have both achieved. And that's the most hope of all.
Yeah. There's also a cool realization I've come to, this whole concept that all truth is independent in the sphere in which God has placed it. I'm in the process of trying to write a whole book around this concept. I think there's a lot of depth to this. But I love the idea that we're taught about three different kingdoms: telestial, terrestrial, and celestial. And what this reveals to us is that the truth of each of one of those three spheres or kingdoms is independent within that sphere. There doesn't have to be conflict between telestial truth and celestial truth. What the temple teaches us is that glory is progressive and builds one kingdom on top of the other. Which means, one interpretation or understanding of that is that religious truth or celestial truth does not have to be and should not be considered different or contradictory to scientific truth. That's a big confusion and argument, right, in religious society, is science versus religion. And you have like this perceived battle of empirical truth versus faith-based truth. And they're not compatible and they conflict. We look at it and we say, all truth is good, as long as it's discerned in its appropriate sphere. So yes, scientific truth, I mean, you can argue as to which science is true. That's what science does, right? You do tests, and then other scientists do tests, and then they try to find out what's really true. Sometimes you think something's true for a long time, and then you come to find out, well, there's maybe not quite as true as we thought. There's a more truer way to think about this. But that's the scientific process. And in as much as the science we have is true, we accept that it's true. Thank you for watching. If you found this content spiritually enlightening, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Like the gospel, these little things make all the difference, and it helps the algorithm push out better content for everyone to enjoy on YouTube.